Before we delve into the conversation, I would like you to please introduce yourself, a bit of background, your schooling.
Hi, this is Dr. Apoor Chahal. I am currently pursuing my medical career in Greater Noida only, in the Hope Hospital, and I work as an RMO over there. And so I started my schooling. It actually started way back in Dehradun, and then we shifted to Faridabad. There I studied for about 5 years. Then in fifth class I moved to Greater Noida, and since then I have been here only. And after completing 12th in PCMB, I took a 2 year drop, and then I cleared my NEET exam for it is for MBBS, and then I got admitted in the college, KD Medical College and Hospital and Research Center, Mathura, where I pursued my MBBS for the next 5 years. So I graduated in 2022, and with my compulsory internship. After that, I have been pursuing my further career in the Hope Hospital, and so after that, I am going to give my postgraduate exam, which is for the specialization course, and where you get like your specialization degrees like orthopedics, surgery, medicine, pedia, obs, gynae, etc. So this is me right now.
So you did a 5 year course or 4 year course?
No,
MBBS is a 4 year or 5 year?
it is a 5 year course, 4.5 years uh, for the studying and everything, and the next half years. Actually, it is a total of 5 year course. 4 years for studying and everything. 1 year is rotatory internship. It is a compulsory internship.
How was the experience over there?
Experience was good. It was a first time for me being away from home and staying in hostels. As I have been a single child, I have been raised in my home only. I have never been to a hostel, so it was a new experience. I went to hostel for the first time, and yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good learning curve for me too.
So you don't have siblings, right?
No.
So I was. It might have been tough for you, like growing up, because as a single child, there's like a lot of expectation, there's a lot of pressure. How was it for you?
Definitely, there are uh, expectations, there is pressure, but I think you learn to cope up with it. At, like when you are a child, you start to you don't have that much brain that what is happening around you. You just expected to do good, and I think this is a common thing in every Indian family, that even if it is a single child or two or three kids in the house, you are always expected to be on top of your class. But it's not. It's like it's a thing for us Indian families now. But yes, there were expectations. There were tense situations in my house when, like, my father expected me to like top everything, and whatever exam is happening and everything and all that. But yeah, that also I think gives a child a bit of competitiveness. You have to do something, so it is also a good environment, per se, if you can talk like that. But the point is, it can be beneficial, it can be harmful also. So but yeah, I learned to cope up with it, and I think I have done quite well, considering everything. And but yes, there are a few drawbacks, I can say, to being a single child.
So, how well you were able to cope up with the pressure, and what other co-curricular activities you were involved in as to alleviate some pressure? stress.
Okay, so mm, uh, what was the question again?
My question is, ki, how were you able to cope up with such pressure,
Okay, okay.
expectation?
So, on coping with the pressure, uh, like uh, I talked to friends. I had a lot of friends in school, and I talked to them. And because I think at that age, almost all of the kids have the same problems and everything, and and I think talking at that point was not much established because it is a very nascent stage in life. You are very young, you don't know how to cope up with things. So I don't know, I think I used to have fun, watch TV, play games, play video games or something. But as I grew old, uh, I started reading books. I was a very avid book reader. I used to read novels, all types of fiction novels. Then I used to play cricket a lot, and I used to play football a lot too. And so yeah, in those days it was kind of like that only. And as I because as I grew more older, because in 11th or 12th I it was a very difficult time because I had to juggle between physics, chemistry, maths, and bio. So that was tough. So I had to cut down on my outdoor activities, and I used to focus more on studying and everything. But yeah, but I think I was accompanied by my books. Like I like coping mechanism was, I think, my novels, and that was the only thing which I read a lot. And after that I also forayed into non-fiction, uh, novels, and a lot of authors also, influenced me. So yeah, it was like that only. And after that I think we forayed into the world of social media also. So that was also kind of like a good distraction. So
So, who's your favorite author growing up?
like very early in about fifth, I think seventh or eighth, I started reading Famous Five by Enid Blyton. She was a very influential author. And I also read a lot of Backstreet Boys, Hardy Boys, sorry, not Backstreet Boys, Hardy Boys. And after that, I read a lot of Dan Brown novels. Uh, it was Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, uh, Digital Fortress. I don't know, The Lost Symbol, and there were a lot of them. And after that, I started reading, like then I started reading a lot of non-fiction novels, like by Khalid Hosseini. And I read a lot of science fiction novels also. So I read a lot of Stephen Hawking, read A Brief History of Time, and then I forayed also into philosophy. So read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and like there are a lot of things. I'm telling you broadly like what I read. I don't know. I don't remember the authors per se. So yeah.
Coming to the topic, there's like pollution everywhere nowadays. Plastic pollution is sort of pollution which is like talk of the town right now, and researchers say that microplastic have entered our endocrine system. How does it actually affect one's body?
So from what I have read about it, and from what I am experiencing also, microplastics. Uh, it's not about like one day you consume something bad, something unhealthy, and it is going to affect you. It is a long process. Uh, and it takes about like 20 more than 20-50 years to actually affect your body, but the effects that it has are, they are very dangerous. So it can affect your hormones in a certain way. It can affect different systems in your body also. Like it can also disrupt your circadian rhythm, which is the sleep wake cycle. And it is it is very important nowadays to have a good sleep wake pattern, and it is also linked to depression, I guess. That you are not able to sleep good, then there are certain signs of depression which also shows this. And it can also hamper your uh, like calcium homeostasis, which is important for your bone. It can also decrease insulin sensitivity, and it might lead to future diabetes risks, and it can also lead to many obesity related diseases. And so yeah, in a broader aspect, they do affect our body, and they are harmful in this day and age. But I think many organizations are going forward in reducing these kind of things. So yeah, I think so future is bright.
Given that microplastic are endocrine disruptors and it also affects your sleep cycle, what do you think what an average sleep cycle, how many hours of sleep one might need to process date to like what I mean by is ki how many hours of sleep one need.
Hours of sleep are very vague, because for some people sleeping 4 or 5 hours is enough. For some people, sleeping about 8 to 10 hours is very much needed. So generally, I think so. From what I have read and from what I've seen up till now, I think 7 to 8 hours of sleep is enough for, like, for daily activities. I think you feel fresh when you wake up. So yeah.
So I feel like sleep is one of the main factors regulating your mood.
Yes, sleep is one of the major factors, and apart from it, many other things are also related to it, like environmental factors also, like uh, where where you're working, and what is your day to day interaction with what sort of people, and what are your thoughts, what do you think about. And I think there are a lot of aspects in which you can relate, like how your mood is influenced by them. So yes, but sleep is one of the major factors to influence it. And I think in these recent times, many people have sleep related diseases also. And because of this, we are seeing many mental illnesses also. And like, I think it is mainly related to with depressive episodes, major depressive episodes. People having insomnia are also quite wide open to these illnesses. And you might also interact some sort of schizophrenia, some schizoid personality, bipolar disorders, ADHD, and there are many things which can be related to this. But yes, it is related with mental illnesses in the near future.
What is your mantra on being happy and what do you mean by happiness? Give your meaning of happiness.
So my personal mantra for being happy is uh, doing what you love. I think leads to happiness. And because if you are not in a situation where, like, you are not happy, you don't feel like yourself, then I don't think that is a place for you. So doing what you love and caring for the people you love, and also accepting other people the way they are, and living a certain way of life, having a positive thinking, eating healthy, eating good, exercising good, and I think generally all of these things lead to a, kind of like a happy life. And it is not easy. You There are many days in which you feel low, and you don't feel like doing anything, but I think that is also a part of life, and you have to cope up with that, and you have to, be positive and surround yourself with positive people, and with people that that you can depend on. So on these kind of days, they are there for you. You can talk to them. There is your family, they are your friends. So all of these, I think, lead to a happy life, I guess. And happiness, I don't think happiness can be defined, but like, from a medical perspective, being a doctor, I can say that, uh, like, I know what things make my dopamine go ballistic. So yeah, doing what you love is happiness for me. So yeah, that's that.
So my last question is, what medical science teaches us about happiness?
So happiness, according to medical science, I think happiness is a feeling which our mind encounters, and I think it is basically a it is basically regulated by our one of the parts of our brain, which is called as amygdala. So there are many, like, intricate mechanisms and functions which, like, undergo when you are happy. So I think, uh, whenever you are happy, you get a dopamine rush, and I think dopamine is a very important neurotransmitter, which gives you a sort of high, and it makes you, it makes you feel a bliss whenever you do something which you love. So, and that's why people say that you should do what you love. And apart from that, I think being in a lovable environment also releases a lot of oxytocin, and as I think we all know, oxytocin is also called a love hormone. It is secreted by mothers during their pregnancy and after lactation. So I think oxytocin is a very good accelerator for our happiness quotient. So apart from these, many neurotransmitters are there, like acetylcholine and like norepinephrine, epinephrine. So these all regulate our mood in sort of way, like, uh, whenever you feel a little sad, some dopamine goes down, oxytocin goes down, and you go in a sense of a fight or flight mechanism, which is regulated by a sympathetic system. So sympathetic system releases norepinephrine, and this norepinephrine acts on certain systems of your body, which regulate your mood in a way, like, it decreases your peristalsis, which is your gut motility. It decreases your it decreases your heart rate, and it makes you feel more less hungry, and there is decreased gastric emptying. So there are a lot of things which get influenced by this. But when you are happy, in a state of good mind, I guess, like, you go in a state of bliss. So your parasympathetic system gets activated. So in parasympathetic system we have acetylcholine as the main driving neurotransmitter in the preganglionic fibers also. So there you can have an increased heart rate, you will have increased appetite, you will have increased sense of smell. So there are a lot of things which are beneficial from being in a good and healthy state or a healthy environment, uh, because everything which you experience, your body also experiences it, your mind also experiences it, and it senses that, and it also reflects on your behaviors and what your body also shows. If you are feeling very low and you are not in a good environment, you are being abused every now and then, you are not eating healthy, that shows also in a character. You are dull, you can't do concentrate on daily activities, you can't do everything in a desirable manner in which you want to. And it also decreases your sense of belonging to something, your sense of living. That's why it is very important to be in a good environment, being happy. And apart from this, I think many brain parts are involved in this. Apart from amygdala, there is hippocampus, and there are many nuclei also, which is paracentral nuclei, paraventricular nuclei, and then there is the frontal hemisphere, which also interprets what we see and then it relays it back into the amygdala. So yeah, I think summarizing all of it, what we experience, what we do with ourselves directly correlates with our mood and everything. So I think, yeah, that's that. Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure of mine talking to you, and it's great having this conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. You're welcome.